So last video I was talking about the Cauchy-Riemann equation. So here we will discuss about the what is this Cauchy-Riemann equation, del u by del x equal to del v by del y, or it is ux equal to vy, that is the partial derivative, and number 2, that is del u by del y equal to minus del v by del x, or it is uy equal to minus vx. Partial derivative with respect to y equal to negative of the partial derivative of v with respect to x. So what is the necessary condition? Necessary condition. So the necessary condition that if our function is fz equal to u plus I v, so fz plus del z will be u plus delta u plus I v plus delta v. So fz plus delta z minus fz divided by delta z, which is equal to u plus delta u and plus I v plus delta v divided by minus u plus iv, that is u plus I v divided by it is delta z. So which is equal to, this is written as del u by you can add on del z equal to del x plus I del y. So this is nothing, this is delta u by delta x plus I delta v by delta y. Delta or can write down, if you write down z in terms of the z, we can write down delta u by delta z del v by del z. So when delta z is only real, when delta z is real, it means delta y equal to 0, then delta z equal to delta x. It is delta z is real because delta z equal to delta x plus I delta y. If the imaginary part is 0, then delta z equal to delta x, means it is wholly real. So therefore we can write down f prime z equal to we can write down f prime z equal to f prime z, which is equal to limit delta z tends to delta x tends to 0, and it is delta u by delta x plus I del v by del x. So it is equal to del u by del x plus I del v by del x. Similarly, we get if delta x equal to 0, delta z is wholly imaginary and delta z is wholly imaginary. Then what happens? Delta z equal to delta x plus I delta y. So this becomes delta x equal to 0 and delta z equal to I delta y. So therefore f prime z equal to, we can write down limit I delta y tends to 0, and then it becomes delta u by I delta y plus I delta v by I delta y. So this is delta u by delta y by 1 by I, and this becomes plus delta v by delta y. So this is del v by so it is del v by del y, del v by del y minus I del u by del y. So when this is then what we can write down? This equation 1, this is equation 2, So we can write down if f prime z exists, then equation 1 and equation 2 both are the equal. So therefore, so equation 1 and 2, now f prime z exists if equation 1 and equation 2 both are equal. So that to what we get, del u by del x plus I del v by del y, which is equal to del v by del y plus I del u by del uh, del u by del y. This is del v by del y equal to del u by del y. So this is del u by del x, I del v by del x. This is del x. So now equating the real and imaginary parts, this is the real part, we can write down. So first equation that you got, del u by del x equal to del v by del y, and the second equation is del v by del x equal to, this becomes I think this is a minus, so this becomes minus del u by del y. So this is the Cauchy-Riemann's condition. So the necessary condition for the existence of the f prime z. So f prime z will exist if these two conditions are the Cauchy-Riemann equations are to be satisfied. So f prime z will exist, and the Cauchy-Riemann's condition, it has to be are to be satisfied. Cauchy-Riemann's are to be satisfied. Now what is the sufficient condition? Sufficient condition sufficient let fz, this complex function, it is a single valued function, and having the partial derivative, ux, uy, and vx and vy, where at each point of R and the Cauchy-Riemann's equation and Cauchy-Riemann equations be also satisfied. So that is the sufficient conditions. Now we will discuss about the what is the analytic function. The analytic function. So a single valued function, fz is said to be analytic, or regular in a domain D, or in a region R, if it is differentiable, at each point in the domain D. in the domain D. When the function is differentiable, when fz is differentiable, it is differentiable in the neighborhood of the particular point in the neighborhood of a particular point, then the function is differentiable. The function is differentiable at that point. So analytic the regular in a domain means it has to be differentiable in the domain D. So if fz is differentiable, I'll talk about the singularity. What do you mean by the singularity? So function has to be differentiable in order to be analytic in a domain D, or fz is differentiable in the neighborhood of a particular point, then the function is differentiable at that point. Now what do you mean by the singularity? The singularity. So if fz is differentiable, fz is differentiable except at some point, except at some finite number of points in a domain D, in a domain D, then those points are said to be singular point, to be singular points. Now I'll talk about what do the pole of the complex function. How do you define the poles? Let us take the point z0. The point z0 is said to be pole of order n if limit z tends to z0, z minus z0 whole to the power n fz equal to L, and that is not equal to 0. Then that is said to be the the pole at z0. The point z0 is said to be the pole of order n if z minus z0 whole to the power n fz 0 equal to L, which is not 0. So that is said to be the pole. Let us discuss with one some example. The function is given, complex function is fz equal to z plus I divided by z minus 2 whole cube to z plus I whole square. This function is given. We have to find out the pole. So firstly, if I put z equal to 2, 2 minus 2, 0. So 1 by 0, it becomes infinity. So z minus 2 equal to 0. So z equal to 2, it is a pole of order 3. Similarly, if you take z plus I equal to 0, so z equal to minus I, it is a pole of order 2. So if you take another example, fz equal to e to the power z minus 1 by z. So if you put z equal to 0, then 1 by 0, so it is not a simple pole. Z is 0, not a simple pole, because limit z tends to 0, fz equal to 0. So therefore it is not the simple pole.